Hi, buddy. What's going on?
Word. Dude, not much, man. Life's been quite the whirlwind recently. A lot going on, man. I
Wait,
know,
so
same for you.
you're in Ohio?
Yeah, so shit. God,
Yeah.
we haven't really.
Well, catch me up because I thought you were going to. I thought you were moving to California.
So I did. All right. So
Oh,
let me
I
take
see.
let me take a step back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So fuck. I moved out to Cali in October. Moved
Yeah.
out there October 1st. Got an Airbnb. Stayed in the Airbnb for a month while I searched for an actual apartment. Really just kind of just went, sold pretty much everything I owned. I went out there with 2 suitcases and a backpack, like no furniture, nothing. Really just like went out on a limb, and it was sick. Honestly, the experience was pretty cool. First day I got there, joined like a new CrossFit gym and just like started meeting people there. But yeah, fast forward a little bit, like um at the time I had been talking to my now girlfriend Katie, which I'm here in Ohio where she lives.
Okay.
We had met at CrossFit in Boston. We went to the same CrossFit gym, and we've been talking for quite a while, and then decided, right, that we wanted to see each other. And that was in, I don't know, November, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was.
Yeah, just a
And
month after.
yeah, so it was like right after I moved, right after she had moved from Boston to Ohio, because she's in the Air Force.
Okay.
So she's getting her master's here in systems management. And so she works over at Wright Pat, which is the big Air Force base here in Ohio. So I pretty much like bounce back and forth. I'll be here for like 3 weeks and then be back in Cali for a couple weeks.
Oh, so
And
you still have a place there?
oh yeah, I still have my apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like bounce back and forth between the two pretty often, and it's a lot of travel, but it's good, honestly.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, you have a full-time job that you just work remote.
Yep, yep. So I actually just started a new job too, like
Did you?
a month ago. Yeah, just over a month ago.
And that's
So
where and so what wait, so what are you doing now?
yeah, so previously I was working for a marketing and advertising SaaS company, working in customer success. And so now I'm working for another tech company, still in the SaaS world. It's a startup, Series B, and I'm working customer success, but it's working with infrastructure access. So it's very, very different market, but
Hmm.
very interesting work. A lot of cool stuff. It's been great so far. But yeah, we're 5 weeks in now. I started middle of March.
I feel like you have a new job every time we talk.
Dude, every like 2 to 3 years. Last job I was at for 3 years.
Yeah,
It's
I guess that's
crazy. Yeah,
dang.
time flies. But yeah, it's full-time remote. Like there's no office. There's no physical office. So everyone that works for the company is full-time remote, which I thought was like a cool culture, something different. Cause at my last company, I was kind of on the outskirts, right? I was working from California when everyone else was in the office. And
Yeah.
I felt very secluded. So this is like a different opportunity to really have the same kind of playing field to be on with everyone else at the company, which is cool.
Yeah, and I think it's really hard for someone to just be like and I know you were gung ho, but like so you lived in this area for like Vermont, New Hampshire, Mass for
Yep.
years. That's like a huge, and you were like, I'm just moving. I'm gonna move, which
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure you still clearly love it there. And Ohio is very different. They're like totally different. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a big thing is a lot of people like wouldn't just drop like their life and sell all their shit.
Yep.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. It was
that's huge.
quite the experience, honestly. It was pretty freeing, right? Like being like,
For
all right, I'm
yeah.
like legit living out of suitcases for a month before I even find an apartment. And I didn't have a couch in my apartment in San Diego for the first 2 months. So it was
What goes through your head when you're like, is it like nerves or excitement, or you're just like, I'll just wing it?
honestly like the build up to it was very stressful, only because so I moved out of my apartment. So I had been in the same apartment in Massachusetts for 7 years. when I was there. Like same spot, same bedroom.
Mhm.
Well, I had switched one time
Yeah.
between bedrooms in the apartment,
But
but
like
like,
still like a
yeah,
small room.
right. I was in like this little nest all to myself for years. And I just decided I needed to change something new. And like that lease ended at the end of July, right? It's
Mhm.
July 30th of 2021. And I didn't move until October 1st. So during that
You
time,
just have
I
nothing.
I didn't have like my home base, right? And like I'm a super homebody, right? You know that. Like
Yeah.
I like to have my own spot, my own space. So I was like couch surfing for a bit. Like I house sat for my buddy for 2 weeks.
Which is that works out perfect though.
Oh yeah,
That works perfect. Yeah.
it was great. Like he went out of town for 2 weeks, and so I dog sat for him and house sat for him, and that was like a great opportunity. I also
Mhm.
spent some time with the family up in Vermont, which like right with COVID and everything, I hadn't really spent much time with my family. So that was super nice to be able to actually go home, like see my whole family, see my nieces and nephews I hadn't seen in a long time. And then also on top of that, my girlfriend Katie, before we were dating, she actually let me stay with her for 2 or 3 weeks at her apartment
That's a good
in
test right
Mass.
there.
Honestly, yeah, we are just like shit. Yeah, we stayed together before we even were dating for 3 weeks. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be good. So yeah, it was definitely stressful during that time, like not having my own space or anything. But once I
Well,
made the move, it was great.
especially like trying to like I don't know, not really stay on routine, but you like you don't have a place to stay. It's got to be like super uncomfortable because I know I think the last time we even saw each other in person or maybe even talked was at the golf tournament, like before you even were out of the apartment.
Yeah,
Actually, no. I made the trip down there and I bought your bed frame.
true. You did get my bed frame.
But
Yeah, but before that golf tournament.
yeah. So yeah, that is weird, especially like being a homebody, like that the mindset that you have to go into, like even just like waking up and you have to like go through your day and not have like your stuff where you want it. And
Yep.
so I guess it's pretty interesting too, because I mean right now I'm super routined, but
Yeah.
you're going because I know you like routine, but you're going back and forth from like so that's a
Yeah.
difficult thing to work through too.
Yeah, I don't really have a good routine right now. Pretty much like when I come to visit Ohio, I buy a one-way ticket. So that's one thing, right? I just decide when to go back when it's like, okay, maybe I should have spent some time in San Diego, do something a little different and get some warm weather. That's always nice too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's really like no major routine. When I'm here, I have routine. Like Katie's very similar to me in the sense that she's a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we pretty much like our day today was go to the gym this morning we were there for probably like 2.5 hours. And then after that, came back here, just like clean up her apartment for a bit, sorted through some clothes as the warmer gets weather, right? It's some spring cleaning, and then just chilled and watched TV. Very just chill day.
Such a good day though.
But yeah, I mean that's like our routine, honestly, because like she's in school, right? So she's always doing
Oh
schoolwork,
my God, you guys are insane.
and I'm always just like working from home. So we're both just like here chilling, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great.
No, that's good though.
Um, yeah, yeah, it's not bad. So shit, dude, give me some updates on your life, man. I know we haven't like really seen each other much, and obviously I haven't met your little boy. So
Yeah,
tell me all about this
he's
guy.
4.5 months old now, dude.
Oh my god! If you had asked me when I first met you back in college,
Yeah,
your
so
freshman year,
we
if you were
met.
gonna be having a baby before me, damn, no way,
Well,
no way.
yeah, I mean, you at the time you were in a long-term relationship.
Yep,
Yeah, so I was a freshman at UNH and you were a junior,
yep.
right? Yeah,
Living in
yeah,
Scott Hall. Yep, junior
yeah.
year.
And yeah, I think our like initial connection, what year is that anyway? So that
That was two.
2013, 2013?
Yeah, it would have
That was
been
9 years ago.
fall 2013. Yeah, that's insane to think about.
Wow. Holy shit. But
Yeah, that was forever ago.
yeah, I think we had like we connected, we like went to the gym one time. I think that was
Yeah,
it.
it's actually funny because I was having a conversation earlier with Katie, and I was just like, yeah, like I remember when Kyle and I like first met. It was at
Dude,
Scott Hall.
I was a big dude.
Yep, it was dude, it was a
I
different
was
time, man.
thick. I was
Yeah,
thick.
Yeah, I remember I was walking down the hallway and I was like, because it was all these new freshmen like in town. I'm just like, shit, like I'm the old guy in the building, right? And I remember walking by your room and it was the three of you in there, and I saw you just like sitting at your desk, and I walk in
I
and
was probably eating something unhealthy, probably.
shit, I'm pretty sure you were watching TV
I
at
was
your
probably
desk eating something.
I was probably
Yeah,
house deep in those waffle fries or something.
dude. Yeah, right. But no, dude, that's crazy. I don't even remember the first conversation we had around like going to the gym, but I feel like that's like once we did, that's all she wrote.
I don't either, but I do. I vaguely remember going for the first time.
Yeah,
I had worked out before, but obviously I had let myself go quite a bit. And then
yeah.
once we got back in there, I mean, after that, it changed my entire life.
Dude, I have those were some great fucking memories from college. Honestly, like
Mm.
that didn't just help you, that helped me, dude. We had like a really good routine.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think working out in the gym has made me who I am today. No, like without question. And
yeah,
I think that doesn't matter what like the evolution is either, because we were just like straight like powerlifting, like we were just trying
yeah,
to push weights, even though my weights were like I just started. But now you do CrossFit, and I do more of like the more of like the bodybuilding,
yeah,
like rep stuff. I just love it. But
yeah.
yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, so we met 9 years ago. But
This
yeah,
is,
I've it's almost been a year
yeah,
since we like actually caught up and chatted.
I know.
So
It's
since we've talked, was I engaged when we had at the tournament?
so fuck. Were you? Because that was June of last year, right? Was that
Yeah,
June or May?
yeah. So we got engaged in July. So I wasn't even
So
engaged.
no, you weren't
No,
even engaged.
no. I remember you messaging me because yeah. So no, well, I wasn't even engaged yet because
Yeah,
that was in beginning of July.
damn, dude.
Yeah. So
Bro, that's crazy. Your life events just like
wait. All
hit
right.
all so fast.
So because of the recording and as well as like us catching up, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do like I'll say like the quick things, and then
Okay.
you can like ask because I'm gonna miss stuff.
Okay.
I can like write a note too. We can go back to it.
Okay.
Since then, dude. So we got engaged.
Yep.
Found out we were having a boy. Um, not a new job. I've been at the place for 2 years. So I'm this close to going full time because I started a marketing
Yeah.
agency like right around the time that tournament happened.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say you just had started Kaiga, right? You had
yeah,
just started
so
that.
at this point, I'm pretty close to just calling it quits, going full on my
Damn.
so the basis of like other than like motivating people, I'm already going on like a tangent, but part of it is I don't know. I'm still struggling. Like a lot of my conversations have been a little bit like why it's so important to take a risk and like what like taking that leap is really truly is, because I've done it to a certain extent, and as far as like how I see myself moving, it's the mindset is really great, but I still haven't like taken that. I'm so close to it, and I think that's why like some of the conversations and perspectives is awesome. But anyways, so I started that. Um, not really other than too crazy. We Landon was born December 1st, and
Yep.
and
We
then
got a house too.
no, I had that before. Well, I'm coming up on 2 years at the house.
Holy wow, are you true? That's the
So I
last time we played golf before
yeah,
that
so it's been
was
a
you
couple
had just
years
got the
since
house.
we like had actually hung out. But yeah, so I bought a house 2 years ago
Yep.
in Epsom, out in the woods. It's friggin' great. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I love the move buying a house at 25. Not we'll probably end up buying a new house here soon, but
Fair.
so he was born in December. That was a crazy month just because he was in the NICU for a week and there was
Yep.
some scary ass shit. But I think I don't know if it was January. We decided Steph quit her job, so she's full time at home.
Oh damn, she made the move. Good for
Yeah,
her.
yeah. So with Kaiga taking off, it was allowed her to just we don't not have to worry about that anymore. And then since then, it's been pedal to the metal, really. He just turned 4.5. It's the 16th right now, so 4.5. Yeah, I don't know. That's really the other than like just working all the time and taking on more things than I can probably handle. That's basically been in it. He takes up.
Hey, but you're crushing it.
They take up the rest of my time, but yeah, I think growing the business is like the best thing, especially mentally. Whether even if I have work to do after this podcast, but it's just I don't know. It's definitely been a great thing, and I think hearing different people's perspectives, and I do want to jump into a little bit more because I think you like hold a unique perspective just because at least with people like our age.
Yeah.
I mean, whether I know you're not going to say it, but you are very successful for your age, for sure. Whether you actually think that or not, you've been like that since college. Since I met you, at least. Yeah. Like, and you never thought shit of it, but the whole time, like anyone else is like, Jesus Christ. So I think that's another reason. Like, I didn't want to just have a phone call. I thought this was a great like opportunity to speak to you about that.
For sure.
But I think giving other people perspective about either starting a business or like whether going up in their company or whatever it is, or just making big moves is super important. And it doesn't have to be starting a business like I did, but it just feels so fucking good. I don't even know other than I don't, but do you have any, like, is there anything in between them that I missed or no? That's basically it. It was just, I had a kid. It was a big thing.
That's a huge thing, dude.
It's the best thing. Like, I mean, if you like even listen to what happened, like the second he was born, like it changed. Like I went full fucking throttle. Dude. It feels so good.
I'm happy for you, dude. Like, for real happy for you. It's crazy. I never
it's crazy, right?
Honestly, like when you told me you were having a kid, I was like, holy shit. Like I cannot believe I was having a kid right now. But you know, so happy for you.
What's crazy is like once we were like, because everyone, so you know what I also have, again, it's another tangent. I think everyone has like the stigma of like they have to do like do the social norm.
Yeah.
And everyone, we were just like, again, who gives a fuck what people think?
No.
So like once we like like we were talking a lot, and it's always like since we've been together, it's been a discussion. And I can't remember exactly how it went, but she was talking about I don't know if it was marriage or whatever it was. I'm like, why the fuck would we need to get married first? And not like negatively towards her, but like I don't give a shit what people think. Right. So once we decided to try, because I mean, once you have a kid, like you kind of hear all these like crazy stories, especially like him being in the NICU. It's not as easy, but once we like decided, we found out like 2 months later, which is unheard of.
Yeah, a lot of people it takes a very long time to.
So like the second we're like, okay, we'll try. Crazy. Which again, I mean, we were planning for it. We had saved up in case anything would happen, which it did. So yeah. Anyways, just don't fucking. It's the same thing. Like even with our wedding, like what we're gonna plan for our wedding is so opposite of what everyone else would do. It's gonna be so much better,
right? Yeah. In my opinion, like weddings like that, like I've told Katie about this. I'm just like, dude, weddings are like it's one day.
You know what we're doing?
Right? Like,
you know what we're doing?
What are you doing?
We're renting a giant house in Maine for like a Thursday through Monday, and it's just gonna be a giant party.
Dude, that's lit. Like that's perfect.
On like Saturday evening or whatever, we'll do like a little small thing. But other than that, like that, almost like everyone can stay in the house. Like it's huge.
Yeah. There's
a pool, hot tubs, and we're just gonna like enjoy a long weekend. Like it's like a celebration of like getting married, but it's not like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of people dread going to weddings, but like it's just gonna be a fun time. Like if you don't want to come, like that's fine. But everyone just like has like it has to be at like a you have to have like this reception and whatever a venue with all this like catered food and like no. We'll do it like how we'll enjoy it, not how everyone
else. It's like it's supposed to be your day. right? So it should be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah,
Right?
and
It doesn't
even she'll be like, oh, should we? I'm like, if we want, it doesn't matter.
right? If it's
I'm
something you
like,
want, do
if
it.
you wanted to like have like a little aisle thing, we can make that. If not, we can do a toast. But we can go as far or as little as you want. It doesn't look. Who cares?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It's your day.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. It's gonna be next year. We kind of have like the date set, but the house isn't locked in yet.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah,
not like it's not booked, but we just have to. It's an older guy that owns the house. He hasn't confirmed with us.
Gotcha.
Anyways, yeah. So that's been my last year. Crazy.
Dude, big changes, man. Big moves, big changes, but all great things.
Yeah, it's awesome. Actually, yeah. Let's like circle before I forget a little bit about. I don't really know. Do you have? Because like I had kind of mentioned, I think because how you're 29.
29 just turned in February. Fucking nuts, dude. I feel old as shit.
What? I know. I think I said today, I'm like, everything hurts.
Dude, you don't even know.
And I'm
don't
only,
even
and
know.
I'm literally only gonna be 27 in a couple months. Anyways, but is there anything that you've, yeah, I don't even know if you have an answer, but is there something that you like? Do you think having like a schedule or routine or like a certain mindset, like even going to work, because like I know even in college, everyone does like whether it's studying or how they approach work a different way, because a lot of people like can be super negative when it comes to like work they have to do. I don't really know. Is there, I guess I'm just leaning towards like, is there something that you feel helps you like either in work or the gym or like not being motivated, because I don't really like that. I think determination is probably a better word. But is there
Yeah,
anything that you can think of that like, I don't know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. And it's actually, it's an interesting question too, because obviously everyone has their own
Yeah.
kind of personal thoughts on it. But, and like, I hate to tie this all back to like COVID, but honestly, when COVID first started, like that was like a turning point for me in my life in terms of work and also going to the gym, right? Like, and creating a good, like healthy routine for me as like a person and not just like for work, right? Like pre-COVID, I was going into the office every single day, right? And where I was living, you know, I had to drive 10 minutes to get to the train station, take like a 45-minute train ride. Then I had to walk 10 minutes from the train station to get to the office.
I remember hearing
right?
that, dude. It depressed me. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's like I'm waking up at 5:45 every morning, like trying to get to work at like, I don't know, 7:15, 7:30. And then I'm staying there until probably 5:30-ish. And then hopping on a train to come back home, hopefully eat something real quick. And then I was trying to go to the gym. Right. And I wasn't being so consistent about going to the gym because I mean, you get home after a long day like that, like my ass was falling asleep on the train on the ride home.
Yeah.
Like all I wanted to do is just eat dinner and go to bed. And so like once everything changed with office getting shut down and us being forced to be remote, like that was like a big shift, right? Where I all of a sudden just saved myself like 2.5 hours every single day, right?
Yeah,
Of commuting.
you're like lost with what the fuck do I do?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit. And like now I can like actually like kick back and relax during a lunch hour during the day. Wow, that's wild. And
I know. I just
it,
worked through mine.
yeah, it just like opened up a plethora of opportunity for me. And so that was where like I started adopting like going to the gym at lunch. I'd go in the middle of the day, right? Because it was a great way for me to create a healthy schedule where I wasn't just parked on my ass all day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, working remotely from home and just almost mindlessly working all day because there wasn't really an excuse to step away from work. And also there was that little stigma of like remote work at the beginning of all that wasn't really a normality, right? Like that wasn't
Yeah.
really the thing to do.
It was still new to everyone, really.
Exactly. So you almost felt like you had to be online at all times, right? Or someone was going to like
It's kind of stressful.
give you shit. Yeah, it was super stressful.
Yeah.
So like as that became more of the normal, I started feeling better about the idea of like, okay, like I'm going to break my day up in the middle of the day. I'm going to go do something for me, right? To clear my brain, like make me stay healthy, hopefully. And also just have some fun, right? And I think that really just like changed my overall work ethic, not only in the office, but also like in the gym. I was pushing myself harder in the gym. I was being more efficient working, right? Because I wasn't like killing myself all day long, like commuting to the office, like working hard there, like being tired when I hit the gym and having no motivation for it. So I was actually creating a good like work-life balance for myself.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. And it's gotten so much better now because like being full-time remote, it's all about time management. Like I wake up in the morning and like look at the stuff that I need to do. And like having a new job, right? There's a shit ton of stuff to do. Like I'm trying to like get up to speed, learn a new product, like and also just like put my best foot forward as a new employee. And it's like a lot, but at the same time, like I've got a good schedule because then come the end of the day, it's like I got all this time. You know, I can go with Katie to the gym, blow off some steam, dinner together. Like it's simple. It's easy living, but it's like healthy living,
No,
which I
that's
love.
good though.
Yeah.
Do you still, well, I guess it depends on where you are, but do you still go in the middle of the day to the gym?
Yeah, so it kind of depends. I try to stick to like Katie's big on routine. I really try to stick to it as much as possible. We tend to go in the afternoon. We usually go to the same class every day. You know, more recently, she's kind of backed off a little bit from the CrossFit stuff and is starting to actually take on more. She's actually got her first Olympic lifting meet next month. So a slight change to
That's
like what
awesome.
her focuses are. Yeah. So some days we'll go in the morning and just lift, right? Do some Olympic lifting. She's got a whole schedule and her trainer sends her all this stuff to do. And maybe that'll be at like 9 o'clock in the morning, which is great because I'm hanging out here in Ohio working West Coast hours, right? So I have the morning free, which is great. So we'll go to the gym, get that done. Other days, right, in the afternoon when it's like my lunchtime, right, and people are pretty much signed off for the day here on the East Coast, like I'll go spend an hour, hour and a half at the gym during that time, which will be like the middle of my day. So
that kind
pretty
of
much, yeah, it works out perfectly. Like, and we try to stay as consistent to that as possible, because it's just easy with both our schedules. So.
True. Yeah, I remember you telling me about like going in the, at least for working out in the middle of the day, and I was like, that's so weird. I can't. But like, I guess it's all, everything's relative because your mindset will change. Like, because now I'm like, once I'm full time, I think middle of the day is probably perfect.
Yeah.
But because I like everyone, that's like most people like just hate their job. They're like, I just want to get in and get out. I want to be done. I don't want to like go to the gym and then have to go back to that hellhole. Anyways.
Yeah. For me, it's so opposite. Like it clears my mind up. I honestly feel like I work better when I take that break and then go back to things. Like I feel like I can just think better even if I'm like stressing on something that I need to complete and like I'm probably not putting out the best quality work that I could be. I'm like, okay, I need to take a break here. Let's go to the gym. I come back and like I'll crush that out way faster than I would have if I had sat there and just like forced myself to do it.
It's definitely on. I mean, I think that's great too, because it depends on like how you're approaching it. Yeah. Like recently I go in the morning before work now because while I'm, especially after I lift and then I'm on cardio, I get some work done for Kaiga. Then I go to work and then I work, that leaves me like time to work and then family time and then work again. So like with the gym at the end of the day, just impossible. So that's kind of like, I actually had to switch, and it is really helpful because it leaves me like, no matter what, like I can get that in the morning because no one needs me from 5 to 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
I can get stuff done and not be like, have to go to this client or like whatever it is really.
How did you feel? Like you were previously working out at night, right? And I think
right after work, no matter what. So I wouldn't even go home.
Yeah.
I would have a gym packed and then I would just go and then I would shower at home and then.
So you're probably going at like what, 6 o'clock ish?
No, because I go into work early, so I leave at 4.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. The thing I was gonna ask is
so I
like
get there at 4:15.
Yeah, I've been like it's weird because when I'm here, it's like healthy. What I'm saying with that is like working out really late at night, like way back when I was going to the office, I wasn't going to the gym until 7:30 p.m. I took the 7th.
I never liked that time.
Yeah, I was going to the gym at 7:30 class ends at 8:30. I get home at, I don't know, 8:45, 9 o'clock. And like, that's when I'm eating dinner, which damn is not healthy, because then it's like trying to go to bed right after eating, just like not good.
Yeah. And you know what? That is funny, because I think everyone's so different. And you know what? A lot of people are so like finicky with like advice and stuff like that. That's what I mean, I want to like come at like a neutral approach, and especially like, again, like speaking with like everyone from like totally different realms. But like I'll see like stories of people that like just that I've known like or met that just from when I went to the gym like after work. But now I don't see it all, and I'll see them like it's like 10 o'clock and they're still there.
I don't get it.
I'm like, I've been working an extra 6 hours since then.
Yeah. And they're still at the gym.
Yeah. And so I don't know. It just seems weird. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I think people need like something to do, like some drive. Like if you're just sitting, I get it. I love the gym too, but like, unless it's like working towards, like if you're doing competition, like all that, if you have a goal, awesome. But just, I've never been to like, I can't dilly dally there.
Yeah.
As much as I love it, but like I like get it done. I got to keep going.
Yep. That's key for me too. Like I need to have a plan. And that's honestly why CrossFit works for me, is I go in there and they've got like the programming's all done. Like there's a workout of the day and that's what we're doing. Like I don't have to think.
Oh, that's
true
too.
I don't have to do anything. Like I go in there and I can just look at the board. Like that's what we're doing. Cool. Go warm up. Like there's like, and they're going to run us through a warm up to make sure that we're ready to go for that workout. Like they're managing the clock. They're doing everything there. Like it just makes my life a lot smoother.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome, actually.
Yeah. It takes away from like the days where I'm like lacking that motivation.
Because you got to do it.
The only motivation I need to make sure I have for myself is that I just get myself there. Once I'm there, it's all handled. Like it's good to go. And that's like, that takes so much weight off my shoulders.
True.
In terms of like how I used to go to the gym. It's like, shit, if I got to like write my own program, like what am I going to do today? Oh, maybe I don't want to do, 5 sets of that.
And then
but it's just
one day you're just like, you just wing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I am a huge proponent of doing things that you're uncomfortable with. No. And for that, to me, is CrossFit.
Tell me about it, dude.
So I kind of want to try it.
Dude, honestly, I know it gets a bad rap, but like, it's honestly a fresh of breath air. Like, as you know, I've done everything, right? Yeah. When it comes to, I've done the whole bodybuilding style workouts, like big. Doing the powerlifting, like you saw me at my biggest, right? Like senior year of college was my biggest. I think I was like 215 pounds ish, which I'm not even close to anymore, which is crazy. But to be fair, I'm not lifting as heavy as I was at that time either. Yeah. But it's weird to think like across all those different things, like CrossFit gives you everything, right? Like I'm lifting heavy ass weight. Right. I'm trying Olympic lifts that I had never even done before CrossFit. Right. Like I had never done squat snatches or, heavy cleans, like any of that kind of stuff. Like I think the heaviest stuff I was doing was deadlifts and squats and bench press. Right. You don't really go into the realm of like technique barbell work. So like doing CrossFit like that. And then there's days where it's just like, okay, we're going to go in there and rip cardio. Right. And you're going to sweat, which is cool.
It's also a huge mental challenge though, which is, I think, super key, especially like whether it's like, fuck, I have to do all this cardio, or it's doing things in front of other people, because CrossFit is in most of the time it's like with other people around that you've never done.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge. Do you, that's actually a good segue to like, do you have anything that you're like shooting for at the moment, like goals, or like, cause like, or like I have a vision board. Do you have anything like mentally or like written down that like you are like looking for, either short term, long term?
Yeah, I would say there's a couple things. So in terms of like professionally, like my job, like I just started a new job, and honestly, during like the interview process and like initial conversations with my manager, like I was very clear like where I wanted to be by the end of the year. And so like the team I'm on right now is growing rapidly. And we're going to be hopefully hiring another like 6 to 8 people on this team. And I very much want to end up being a manager as this team splits out. So that's really what I'm trying to work towards professionally there. And my goals surrounding and like how I work day to day is very much structured to get me there. And my manager and I have conversations about it during every single one of our one-on-ones each week, which is great, right? What I'm doing well, what I'm not.
Love it.
Really like how I can get there. So like that's like a big professional goal for me, because I've always thought that, I mean, people management isn't for everyone, right? In the professional world. And I don't know if I'll make a good manager, but I sure as hell want to push myself to see if I could do it. That would be like the biggest thing professionally. In terms of my personal life, honestly, with like CrossFit, I just like to push myself to new heights, like try different things. I'm actually going to be doing a competition next month, which
nice.
I told myself I never was going to do because I didn't think I cared that much.
That better get filmed.
There'll probably be cameras there. I'm sure Katie will film some of it too.
No, tell her she definitely has to.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. That'll be, something new.
That's awesome.
Try it. But yeah, other than that, really just.
Oh, don't give me that shit. You love fucking cars. What do you want?
Dude, I don't even have a car right now. That's another thing.
Oh, because you're just flying back and forth. You don't have a car?
Dude, no car.
You need two now.
My motorcycle is still in Massachusetts right now. It has been since I moved.
Where is it?
It's in some guy I pay to like literally just park it in his shop, in his car shop.
Can I just say something?
Yep, go for it.
I love you to death, but you are the most stingy motherfucker I've ever met.
Bro, I saved, my guy.
No. Listen to me. You're the stingiest motherfucker I've ever met, but yet you're paying a fucking dude across the country to store your bike.
Yep.
When you live in a state that is nice all year long.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it.
No. How does that make any sense?
So let me set the scene for you.
Okay.
So I immediately was like, okay, first off, I'm gonna get my bike out of Cali. Like I was like, that's all I'm gonna need for transportation.
It's the best place to ride. You can friggin' lane split there too.
Yeah. So I started looking up like how to get this fucking thing shipped.
It's probably $1,000.
Yeah, but it also like you choose people and they bid on it. So it could change, right? It's a real pain in the ass process.
They have a TV show on that shit.
Yeah, it's absurd. So I started doing all that research, and
I could probably ride it too,
if you want to. But this is the problem. This is where the story gets wild. When I was staying at Katie's place in Waltham before I moved, like maybe a couple weeks before, maybe a month and a half before, I had it parked in her apartment building, and I come back one day, and I can't remember where I'd been. I think I'd been at the gym. Got back. And my bike has a note on it. And I'm like, what? That's weird. Like I pulled in the parking lot of my car and I saw something on the bike. What the hell? Bro, some dude who was in a rush in his pickup truck backed into it and tipped the whole thing over. Okay. The whole side of it was scraped to shit. My plastics were all scratched up. My left handlebar, the brake had busted right in half. My mirror was all scraped up. My exhaust pipe, which first of all I installed myself, it cost me a pretty fucking penny, was all scraped to shit. My foot peg was broken. So no, he left all his information, gave me his number, everything.
Wow, awesome.
So literally right before I'm getting ready to move and I was trying to get this thing shipped out, I was like, I don't want to ship this thing all busted up.
No, you have to get it fixed.
Yeah, so I went and got it appraised, and it was going to cost like $3,200 to get this thing all fixed up. That's how much damage.
Yeah, but you have his info.
Yep. So no, it all got handled. Like insurance was ready to pay for it. But the problem is once the claim got processed and all of it was done, the guys at the shop were like, yeah, like we could fix this thing. And this is at this time was like 2 weeks before I was going to go, but they were like, it's going to take a little while.
A long time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was going to go past the date of my move. So I was like, well, fuck, what do I do? Like, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like if I bring in the shop and have them fix it, like I'd have to fly all the way back and then have to move it which at that time, my only option somewhere to move it was going to be back to like Vermont to my parents' house or something while I waited to get it shipped. So it delayed the whole process. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't need it right now. So I took a break from all that and then just honestly just haven't gotten back to it. But
You should just sell it.
I'm going back to Boston Memorial Day weekend, and I'm thinking about trying to call and schedule to have them actually go and fix all the stuff. And then at that point, like at least just like move it to a friend's place or my parents' house for the time being.
I wonder if you called now and see if they would have it done that by then.
Yeah, that's my thought. The only problem is I need to get it. I need to have someone bring it to them to start fixing it. So it's a process, but yeah, I've been bikeless because of that, and that really sucks because I really wanted it.
I don't have one right now.
What? You got rid of yours?
I sold it when I was buying the house.
Yeah.
Not because I needed to, but if something were to happen, I wanted the cash.
That's fair.
And then once I had the house, there were so many projects that I did. And then winter, and then the summer came, and then we had a kid, so I just haven't bought one.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I am probably getting a second car, so a bike will come eventually.
That's fair.
We'll see. Wait, don't gloss over this. You know you want like some Beamer or some shit though.
Dude, don't even get me started. I want no Beamer.
No, you want some like crazy Audi though.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't mind it, but
what's your vision board card in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years? Damn. I would say shit, there's a lot of nice cars out there. Honestly, you've got me hyped up on Porsches. They're fucking nice, dude.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I'll race you to the first one. First one to buy one.
Porsche 911?
No, first one to buy one.
Any kind of Porsche?
No, not any kind of Porsche. I'll fucking go get one right tomorrow. First, the one that you actually want. You can't go buy a used Boxer.
Okay.
That has fucking 100 grand on it.
Okay. All right. I would take that challenge.
All right, down.
I would take that. I would say other than that, like, oh man, what other cars?
You know I got you, right? You're so cheap.
Yeah, I would have a really hard time spending that much money on a car. I'm not gonna lie.
I got you.
I can't justify it. I don't know what I want. I'm pretty simple these days.
Dude, I work my ass off. I'm fucking getting a Porsche pretty soon.
Dude, you should. Goddamn right.
By pretty soon, I mean like 5 to 10 maybe.
Hey, 5-year plan, right? I don't know. I would try to. I know it's gonna sound crazy. I wouldn't mind a Tesla. I think it'd be like easy getting around.
No, I like them, but so let me hear me out. The only reason that I have zero interest is that there's no driving experience other than they're fast. You feel nothing.
That's true. Yeah. And you don't hear anything really. Yeah, it's just silent. Yeah, that's fair. I guess if I wanted a car to like drive, first of all, I need a Standard. Because I grew up on a Standard.
I'll have a vet before I buy a Porsche.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like that. The new vets are sick. But like, have you seen the new Toyota Supras that finally got brought back?
They're crazy.
Dude, that's what I want. That's probably what I would choose. That's a nice looking car. I'd get it all black rims. I want like full tint. That's what I would go for.
I like that one. That one. Wait, have you been seeing all my Porsche stuff on my vision board on Sundays?
Dude, every time. And I'm like,
I usually throw them in there.
Yeah. I think I sent you one on Instagram too. I was like, Kyle like this.
We'll have one for sure here. Yeah. Dude. Okay. I like it. I think the business one, the business goal is important too, because I think a lot of people if you're fucking going paycheck to paycheck and you're not actually pushing to like something specific, even if you hate where you are now, I think that's a huge thing. I know we went off on a tangent on cars. But
well, I think just like touching on that, like you make a good point there is like,
why are you wasting your time if you're just going in there just to make like a paycheck and then like it's not progressing at all.
Like I think it's Warren Buffett that said it was just like you're one day away from being broke, right? If you have one source of income, you are one day away from being broke.
So like,
and
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, starting a business and like trying to become financially independent and also become your own boss, like, is endless opportunities. You can take that in any direction, and like, and you've made that leap, which is, dude, kudos to you. Like, that's a hard leap to make because
It's scary
first of
as
all, it's
fuck.
scary as shit.
And it's a
Also,
lot of work.
yeah, it's a lot of work and it takes capital up front, like of your own money, your own time that you're already like, and you're already like
Dude,
wiped out from working
I
full
have so
hours.
much stuff just right here. Like I literally have a drone
Yeah,
sitting right here, like everything.
love it, dude. Like,
Crazy.
it takes a lot, right? And it's not for everyone, right? Like,
No.
not any average person can like go out on a whim and take that risk. So it takes the right mindset, and that's awesome. And like, maybe someday, like, that's a push I'll try to do, but I just don't know what that niche is for me, right? Like, where that would take me.
Yeah.
So
And I don't think it matters what it is as long as you like it. And I think
yeah,
like even with starting my own business and then maybe an investment property pretty soon. But another
yeah,
thing is like even this podcast, as much as this is like a super selfish way for me to reach out to a lot of people I would never talk to that inspire the shit out of me.
yeah,
Um, it is a way that is possible to make money,
yeah,
whether it makes it there or not. Um, I I have no problem in committing and going after things that I really enjoy, and I've liked this a lot. Um, I think this is gonna be episode 5, and
hell yeah, dude.
it's freaking awesome. And I have I don't know if you saw it like last week. His name was Jigging with Jordan, Brandon J. So when I like do all my work, I always listen to like YouTube videos and stuff like that and podcasts. And he happens to have both. He has 3 million subscribers on YouTube.
Jesus.
And he answered my DM and we talked for 20 minutes before the podcast. We recorded for an hour and a half. We talked after. Coolest dude, great conversation. But that's a great example of someone that I look up to that I would
Yeah.
never be able to talk to.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it creates a platform to be able to meet new people.
So as
try
long as
something
like,
different.
so I think what I've really been trying to do with these podcasts is, yeah, it's a great way for me to talk and chat with people about like fun things, super random goals, like this stuff that's like exciting for people, but is also like trying to create a little value along the way.
Yeah.
I know like it maybe sometimes like interrupts the conversation, but I think like goal setting and like just showing people's like perspective on like how they got there or even like their mindset, like you had said about like what makes them like the way they are. And I say this every podcast and no one ever gets this far in the video, I'm sure. But I don't talk to anyone that's not fucking doing their shit. So
Yeah.
I happen to like we've fucking just found out we've been friends for 9 years now, but
Yeah.
it's just a great way to talk to awesome people. And so like, oh yeah, so but we were talking about like even money. So like currently it's awesome because I still have a full-time job, which sucks, but I also have this income for Kaiga. And there's some other stuff like investments, and then I mean even if the podcast, like I personally think like whether people think it's crazy or not, I think this is a huge opportunity, and whether they watch these or they watch them a year or two from now, or like eventually if we have 4 more of these, you and I, because I think the only time we're ever gonna fucking talk is if we do a podcast, because we just don't do it.
I know.
But
I wish I lived closer.
Even if they watch it for the 4th or 5th one that we have a couple years from now, I mean, I think this is just like another revenue stream. I mean, I have 2 people next week that I never would be able to talk to them.
Yeah.
Do you know, I share all the time, Fat and Weird Cookie Company.
No, I don't. Oh, wait.
You know it.
You posted it earlier today. Did you eat one of those cookies?
Yeah, it's my like cheat meal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
But I've been eating those for like forever. Not a lot, but like on cheat days, like I just like keep them on the freezer. I've looked up. He's a fitness guy. He just happens to have a cookie company. I have him on. I'm meeting with him on Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
And then I have an IFBB pro, Kevin Nijin, next week also. I don't know if you know who that is.
I've heard of him, but I don't know like the specifics. But that's sick.
But like that's my point, is like I am I'm very busy. Like I don't, other than the gym and my family, like it's a great way for me to even get motivation for myself. Even if no
Right?
one watches this video, you talking about that gets me hyped to like wake up in the morning, even though tomorrow's my off day and I'm probably gonna go to the gym now.
Oh
Just
yeah.
like just that kind of stuff is super important. And if people don't take that, I mean they're obviously they got their
Yeah.
own shit to figure out, you know?
Well, I think that's the cool thing is like being able to have these types of conversations, like with all sorts of people, right?
Yeah.
From all walks of life. Like my life is probably very different
So
from,
different.
the guy who you talked to last week, right? And like
Dude, so
very different from your
you're only
life.
my fifth person, and I've talked to
Yeah.
people that live out of a van. They were in,
Yep.
I think they were in Utah or something, but I happen to know them. A YouTuber,
Yep.
Zach, who you know,
Yep.
he like auto detailer. So he has like a side business as well. And another guy who is like high up in a family owned company. And then you fucking bouncing around the whole fucking country. So like just the
Yep.
most diverse people that all have like something super in common.
Yeah.
I think it's super important that I can be able to share that.
For sure.
Actually, do you have any recommendations of people that you think I should have on?
Oh, damn.
That's a tough one because I didn't say anything to you about that.
Yeah, that's
Well, let me say this.
geez.
Is there anyone that you like when they pop up on your story or a post, you're like, yeah. If they're a CrossFitter, I probably won't know them. But is there
Yeah.
anyone like,
I mean, I could give you a list of crossers. It'd be
well,
pretty cool.
let
But
me
like,
say people like this. So like when I see Rob Bailey on my Instagram page,
yep,
gets me so hyped. When I
hyped up.
see Cameron Haynes on my Instagram page, I don't know if you know who that is.
And I don't know who that is.
Or write it down and look him up after. Cameron Haynes.
Okay. Cameron
He does
Haynes.
literally, he's like a bow hunter, but he does like 200-mile races. He
Okay.
runs like when he's preparing for those, he does a mile a day. I mean, a marathon a day, not a mile. Sorry. He literally
Jesus.
runs a marathon a day, and he has a full-time fucking job.
That's
And he's been sponsored by Under Armour for like 17 years. I think recently they split ways, but like
yeah.
someone that doesn't need to work as hard as he does, and he's just a fucking animal. You don't bow hunt or anything like that. You'll love his page. Seriously.
Yeah.
Um,
I've
but like
yeah.
people like that. Like, is there anyone specifically that you can think of?
I mean, shit. Honestly, like one guy I think it's pretty dope when I see him pop on my feed is this guy Jake, and like I don't know Jake super well, but let me give you
You've
some
met him
back.
though?
Yeah, this guy Jake. So
Okay.
he stopped in. He had switched gyms during COVID and started coming to our CrossFit gym in Boston, and he had been working out at what was called Invictus Boston at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
happens to be that I now work out in California at Invictus San Diego.
Hmm.
So it's like there's only 5 of those gyms in the entire country.
I was gonna say it sounds familiar,
Yeah, so
but
there's
it's
one in
from
like
Sanko page.
Seattle. Yeah, there's one like Seattle, LA, San Diego, Boston, and I can't remember where the other one is. But
Yeah.
he recently broke into like the fitness modeling world, right?
Interesting.
And you've heard of the company Noble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he now models for Noble. And
Do they only have shoes?
no, so they're like everything now. They've got
Hmm.
equipment, they've got shoes, they've got apparel, they've got accessories like backpacks and hats and fanny packs and all that kind of shit, right? But he like broke into that world. And every time I'm like, I see a Noble ad come up or any of this kind of stuff, and I see him there, I'm like, dude, this guy's like doing it. Like that's sick,
That's
right?
awesome.
Because he's there just like doing CrossFit, but also being able to like rep this dope ass gear, right? And like make a
But
name for
I
himself
think
doing
that
it.
takes a lot of work behind the scenes too, and people don't
Oh,
realize like
for sure.
it takes a lot of time and consistency. And people are like, "Oh, I want to be sponsored by someone." Then you better fucking grow your brand.
Yeah. And it's also like people say that and they don't necessarily know like what it takes. First of all, like who to talk to,
Yeah.
how to get there. Like you need a lot of things you get in life are by who you know, right? Like it's good to have connections. If you don't network,
And to
you're
be
not going to
honest,
get anywhere.
most companies
Yeah.
will come to you.
Yeah.
So you have to put the time and effort, and it's a lot of work to get there.
It's true. And like, I
a
think
lot of stuff that's gonna be like, especially if it's in a gym, like the last thing you want to do is film all that shit. It's gotta get done.
it's an effort. It's a lot of effort, but you put that effort in for the reward. You have to.
Yeah,
It's not gonna come to you.
send me
So
his send me his Instagram page and I'll reach out.
yeah, I'll toss these
I
info.
reached out to like, okay, so at this moment I have 11 subscribers. If you're watching this, you better fucking click that button. Anyway, so I have 11, which I mean, but I'm getting 100 views on videos. Like, I think whether like people stay or listen or whatever it may be, like if they come in and fucking listen to us talking about bikes, they're not gonna, like, that's not why, like, they maybe clicked on the video, which is totally fine. I love all of that stuff, and I think that's like why I'm recording the podcast. But yeah, I think it can create value. And I mean, I've reached someone on Instagram the other day. I'm not gonna say his name because most likely we won't meet. But like, we've been trying to get a date scheduled.
Dude, it's honestly, that's like where you can get a lot of good content. It's like people that are doing something similar to you, right? Where it's like they're going out on a limb, trying a new business, like what it took to get there, like what their goals are from there. Like, I have one of my close friends just also started his own marketing agency specifically for in healthcare. Like, he wants to help practices specifically, I think in
I was gonna say we're leaving his name out if he's fucking competition.
Yeah, no. He specifically works with like a lot of licensed areas that are like chiropractors and like masseuses and like
good money
like
there.
Yeah, medical practices where he's trying to help boost their exposure. So definitely a different area there. But
kind of.
a little bit.
I may have one, but it's fine.
Okay. But yeah, no, he's doing a similar thing, and it's just like it takes a lot of fucking effort. Like,
well, it's a lot of work, and to build like trust in a company that people are like will put their trust into to like help you grow, because like time is money when it comes to that kind of stuff.
It is, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's not just a click of a button and you're getting paid.
Yeah.
But,
what other type of content are you looking for? Like, what types of people are you trying to look? Because I mean, honestly, I know a few people, and if there's a certain type of person you're looking for.
No, I think you know what is huge, and I think I've tried to mention it last podcast and I forgot, is that I did mention it. Like, I love being uncomfortable.
Yes.
And what makes me super uncomfortable is talking to people I look up to, asking them questions because that like would be beneficial, and even just having a conversation.
Yep.
Like someone, I mean, I've known you for fucking 9 years, so this was
crazy.
This is nothing but fun. But like, even last week, I would never have thought that I talked to him, and no matter what anyone else thinks, I've watched him as like someone in my eyes that I look up to. Yeah. So when like someone like that pops on, or I'm getting ready for it, sweating.
Yeah, I bet.
But like, so the people that I'm looking for is people that make me uncomfortable, and they make me uncomfortable to talk to, and I prepare is because they're doing something that I am not, or they bring a perspective, or they're at a place that I want to be at. And I think surrounding yourself, or even like you had mentioned, like networking or talking to people bigger than yourself is super important.
Right.
And that's the same reason that, I mean, people can recommend me people, but I will not have anyone on that I don't respect, or if I don't think their mindset is positive or that can help other people.
For sure.
I'm not just gonna have a call with a friend of a friend that someone recommends, or like a whatever, I don't even know, a family member, who knows, that doesn't do it.
Yeah. It's gotta be good.
Yeah. So I don't really care I don't have anyone specific. They could be in fitness. They could have their own company. Yeah, they could be doing all kinds of stuff. They could be struggling and have an awesome mindset, or it really doesn't matter to me. What matters is like the mindset and what they can provide to people that are listening, whether that's about whether that's about growing a company, or how they approach each day. I think all of it can be helpful. I mean, even for me, most days are super fucking difficult.
Yeah,
It's not easy to keep pushing and no matter what you are. So what you're doing.
for
But
sure.
yeah, so
I feel
definitely
that.
we'll talk after, but definitely send me anyone that you think would be beneficial. Or if you mention it to them, let them know that
Yeah.
we've got a podcast and maybe I can have them on.
Hell yeah.
I'm happy to talk to anyone for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let you know.
But I definitely shoot big, that's for sure.
Dude, that's the way to get it. You know, get that exposure, get some big names on there
Mhm.
that are just gonna have like they probably start exactly where you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially people that might even have podcasts.
Yeah,
That
and I think the way that I'm approaching it too, like even with Jigging with Jordan that I released on Thursday,
yeah,
which today's only set, so 2 days ago,
yep.
he's like, dude, that was the coolest thing. And I was like, yeah, you had no reason to even answer my DM. And for like a week
But he
straight,
did.
he 4 days later, he'd like be like, hey, are you free like this day? Like
Yeah.
specifically. So like I think, I don't know. I don't really, it's super exciting. No matter like where it goes, like, and I'm a numbers guy. It's so shitty because like I love the conversation, but I also love just going on YouTube Studio and just be like, yeah. In which it's again, I always say this, it's super relative. Whether it's like watching my numbers go from like 20 to 30 and
Yep.
getting one new subscriber to like buying $100 watch that I just wear to like looking at these crazy watches that I can buy now that like everything is super relative. Like
Yeah.
live your own I kind of think of it as like live in your means and push harder until you can. Like you said, you can probably go buy a Porsche, but like you don't want to spend that money.
No, I also don't need it yet. You know, it's just not.
Yeah.
It's not a need right now. It's a want.
So let's circle. We'll circle around to that. We'll finish it up here. I'm racing you. First one, buy a Porsche.
All right, I'm down.
It has to be like legit.
A nice, yeah, like you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, oh snap, or I'm gonna
yeah,
look at it.
yeah.
Oh.
Like I'm not gonna go buy a Boxster with 70,000 miles on it for 10 grand tomorrow. No. I'm thinking like a nice like red Panamera. Oh my god, I'm blanking. What is it called? Panamera? Whatever
I
it
don't
is.
even know, dude. I'm looking
Anyways.
I don't even know. I'm looking for one of those goddamn 911s.
Dude, I saw a yellow one today for sale. 154,000 with 20K miles on it.
Dude, they're expensive. I have a buddy back at my old gym. He got a 911 GT and it was all white, lowered slightly with black rims. I had like 22s on it. Dude, it was the sexiest car. And he offered me one day, he'd been talking it up. He's like, all right. Cause he had an Audi 8.
Yes.
So he had an Audi A8 at the time.
Which is like 150 grand.
Yeah, it's a very nice car. He's a lawyer, very successful, like millionaire.
I was looking at one on Marketplace yesterday.
Yeah, and he decided he wanted to trade that thing in. And he's like, I've been looking at this Porsche, and he showed me. And I was like, dude, you need to buy that car. Like, I don't care what you're saying. Like, that's better than your Audi is nice, but like that's much better than your Audi. Better. And he was like, all right, whatever. Like, and then like a few weeks later, he comes into the gym and he pulls up in that fucking thing. Yes, and I'm like, dude, see, that's guy.
That's someone I want to have on. I think that brings like a super unique perspective. And like, and my favorite part is like no one I've talked to so far, like even like I know you don't think you're successful. I mean, you are. And that guy, I know he doesn't think he's successful. Well,
he might.
Sure, no. My point is he probably knows. But like in his head, he ain't shit.
Yeah.
And if they do think like that, that's fine too. That's like more of an ego thing. But my point is like, no matter where you're at, like there's way further to go, you know?
Oh yeah. And that's the thing is like when is enough?
It depends on what level, like where you want to be at, like what you think is like happy. Like if you're happy with just like making money and just stress free, because at the end of the day, money is what like you have money, you don't have to stress.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like you might not be able to like have enough to go do stuff, like, but like you don't have to stress.
Yeah.
Like to be like, that's really what it comes down to. I think.
Yeah, I mean, like
But
they
to
say
some
money
people,
can't
like,
buy happiness, but like it can certainly make your life a lot easier.
but like
and
what
take some
ruins a lot
stresses
of
away.
people is not having it because they're always stressed.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
but I mean, you could have money, and like I have the most money that I've ever had at this moment, and I've never wanted to push harder.
Yeah.
So it's super different for
Yeah.
for certain people. Like I never would have been like, oh, I just paid off my truck. I'm gonna leave it for like dump runs and stuff. I'm gonna get something else for work. I never would have thought, like, oh yeah, I'll just have 2 vehicles.
Yeah, it's a new world, man. It's crazy to think. I love to reflect back on like where I started too. Like it's crazy to think about. Like think about when you were working back at what was the car company you were at? Enterprise?
Yeah, dude, as an internship in college, it was the shit show.
Dude, like think back to that and then to today, like it's crazy to see.
So that was like internship, $11 an hour.
Yeah, dude.
I won't share what yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, it's a different world, dude.
But yeah, it just depends on how you think about things. But on that note, that was great. I appreciate you coming on, and it was good catching up, and whether you don't think so or not, you definitely bring an awesome perspective. I will have your Instagram, if you're Facebook, if you want to link down below. Definitely go check out Carter. You have to go check out Sean Whalen and Rob Bailey too.
I'll check it out.
But I appreciate it, buddy. And yeah.
Of course, I appreciate you.
We'll catch up later.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on.
See ya.
All right. Peace, bro.